Hi everybody, and welcome to my driving video now of this 2011 Lincoln MKZ. Just wanted you to take a quick gander at the outside before we hop in here to go for a nice drive on the city and freeway. It's beautiful red candy pearl on the outside with a beige Camel two-tone interior on the inside. So red candy metallic is the actual color name. I guess I like to say red candy pearl because it is a pearl coat. It's a tri-coat paint. It's really, really pretty, especially in the sun. If you want to see more of the outside, you can take a look at my complete walk around video of this car, which will be on my channel close to this video. Thanks for joining. Thanks for taking a look. If you like what I do, definitely leave a comment, suggestion, give a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. So we're gonna take a nice drive here on some city and freeway streets, roads, highways, freeways. This is a great car. This is a comfortable car. Nice mid-size car. It's not huge like a town car. It's not tiny like a Honda Civic, but it's a nice mid-size. And this particular car drives absolutely brand new. There's nothing negative that I'm going to be reporting because it's been recently serviced with a lot of new parts I'll tell you about here in a moment. And this particular car only has 100,000 miles. If you can see the odometer there, it's reading 100,139. This car just turned 100,000 miles. Now this 3.5 liter V6 engine, you can do your own research, but it does have a fantastic reputation. It's used widely amongst Ford Lincoln platforms. It's been around for a while. It's proven. It's tried and true. And this having 100,000 miles, this is truly barely broken in. It's definitely got a lot of life left in it, no doubt. This car gets great fuel mileage. I have the original window sticker sitting here on the passenger seat next to me. I can show you if we get to this red light. 27 miles to the gallon on the freeway is what this car is rated. Check it out. Right there, 27. And look at that. Look at the price. Almost $40,000 new. This is a $40,000 car you get to drive now, basically fully depreciated at only 25% of its original value, more or less. That's a bargain. I don't care how you quantify a deal or a bargain, but that's a bargain. All the gauges work perfectly and properly. Has the trip computer with all the typical Ford Lincoln distance to empty, miles per gallon, all that sort of thing in that center display right down there. This car has heated and cooled seats. I have the cooled seat on at the moment, but I may turn it off because you may be able to hear a little bit of the fan noise. You do hear the fan when you run the heated or cooled seat in these cars that have this and with perforated leather like that. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of a whispery fan sound, but there's a blower inside the seat that actually circulates the air for the cooled and then circulates the hot air from the heater for the heated seat. There's like ductwork inside the seats. It's kind of interesting, the design. But nonetheless, heated and cooled seats. I think this would be a great car for a young driver or a first-time driver because, again, it's a manageable size. I mean, this would be a really nice car for a first-time driver, but, you know, you're not buying it brand new either. It's used and depreciated. But safe, airbags in the front, side airbags on the side, real nice visibility, easy to see out of this car. Traction control, anti-lock brakes, all that stuff. Oh, look at that! If you're a car person, I think that was pretty sure that was a McLaren something. I don't know the model, but I know it's expensive. Side airbags, traction control, anti-lock brakes, you know, and then on top of that, this car, even with its age, not that it's that old in my book, this car has blind spot monitor, All works like it should. Rear cross traffic alert, has a backup camera, backup beepers, so it's pretty current. It's pretty with it, and I think that any young driver would be happy to have, you know, at a minimum, most people want a camera and blind spot monitor, and this car has both. So camera, backup beepers, blind spot monitor. So it's smooth and it's quiet. It's a nice, refined car. The walk-around video, I tell you all about the new parts that this car's had, but I'll tell you here again. I'm going to turn off that seat. So here's the button for the heated and cooled seats right down there. This particular car has 4 brand new tires, brand new brakes and rotors, front and rear. Brand new tire pressure monitor sensors in the tires, both belts on the engine. That was another MKZ that just went by us the other way. Both engine drive belts on the engine. There's 2 belts. They had minor cracking, so I went ahead and replaced both. Both outer tie rod ends. And what else? Oh, all 3 engine mounts. It's technically 2 engine mounts and then a transmission mount. It had a little vibration, so if you're watching this and wondering why, or if yours does this, if you own one, when you were sitting here at a light like this in drive, air conditioning's on like it is right now, which I'm going to turn that down also. The steering wheel had a slight vibration to it, and that's pretty much usually indicative of a motor mount, because as soon as you drove, it went away. So this ended up needing all 3 to basically cure the problem and make it be as smooth and perfect as you see it to be now. So all 3 of those motor mounts were replaced, the 2 engine drive belts, the 2 outer tie rod ends, all 4 tires, all 4 brakes and rotors, all 4 tire pressure monitor sensors, and then an alignment and an oil change. So a lot of recent work, a lot of maintenance-y work that won't need to be done for a long time again. That totaled about $2,200, so a lot of money spent to make it right and ready to go for whoever would like to be the next owner. It also has nice records, 22, another 22 number. It has 22 individual records of service as well, with consistent care and maintenance. Oh, and I forgot to say the best part. You'd have to really watch the walk-around video to appreciate just how clean this car is, and especially under the hood. This car is a Florida car. This car, I don't think I've said that yet, this is a Florida car. So I think that's very, very neat and very important to be in this area of the country offered now, and being from Florida. So it's super clean. The wheels are just nicer, the paint's nicer, everything's nicer because it lived in a nice climate without any harsh weather or conditions. Under the hood, I kind of carry on about this on the walk around video, but it's true. Under the hood looks like a brand new car comparatively to what we're used to seeing from this area of the country. And I did say on the walk around video that it's not that some rust on bolts under the hood is a big deal or a big problem. It's just nice to see it doesn't cause any issues, really. I mean, some things underneath can cause issues over time, like brake lines or fuel lines that get rusty and have to be replaced. And on a car like this, where it's been in such a nice climate, it still looks like brand new underneath as well. So it won't have those kind of problems. But it's just neat to see an engine compartment where everything's so clean and shiny and has no rust at all. So definitely a bonus on top of the very low mileage. We're gonna go around here to get out to the freeway. If you're bored or you want to skip to the freeway section, you can fast forward a few minutes and then we'll be there, but that's where we're headed to. So a lot of recent service. It's ready to go, it's ready to drive, it's ready to enjoy. It's a lot of car for the money. It's a great car for that young driver. It's a great car for anybody. Whenever I say it's a great car for a young driver, that kind of covers the masses. You know, great car for a young driver, great car for an old driver, great car for someone on, you know, the budget of the spectrum of whatever the car's at. If you have to have lots of nice equipment like this car has, then here it is, also at a great price. So while we're at this red light, this guy behind me isn't paying attention anyway. There's the backup camera, and you can hear the beepers. It's a real nice clear camera with the lines, so very easy, real nice camera. Some cameras, you know, on certain cars can be mounted in ways where they're angled, they're too high, they're too low, and it sort of changes the perspective of the interpreter looking at the image as to if it's really that close or really that far or whatever the case. But this really is mounted just right, where it's nice and centrally mounted, and it's right at the perfect level that it's very accurate to what you're actually experiencing behind you. This car also has the Microsoft Sync system, so that's a real nice system if you've ever had it on any other Ford or Mercury or Lincoln vehicles. It's really nice, works great. Pair your phone, Bluetooth audio, Bluetooth phone, very easy to use and manage. And then there's some voice commands you can do on the steering wheel with the steering wheel audio controls right here. So very nice system. I've never heard anybody not like that. And yet again, a young driver would definitely like to have a car that has Microsoft Sync, Bluetooth audio, backup camera, blind spot monitor, all that jazz. So again, give a thumbs up and like or leave a comment. I like to read your comments. I like the comments to reflect any personal ownership you may want to share about. I like the comments to be a place for people to talk amongst themselves and with me about your experience or your thoughts about this car or this model. I think it's great. I do love Lincolns, and if you look at the cars on my channel, you'll see that there are a fair number of Lincolns that I've done and presented and helped to market. I love the town cars. I mean, this isn't quite a town car, you know, but it's still a great car. It still carries the brand, carries the name, carries the Lincoln Star here on the steering wheel. This car would look quite ridiculous if it had a Lincoln Star hood ornament out on the front of the hood, but it does have a big, huge emblem on the front and on the sides, on the fenders, and on the back. So it's got big emblems on all four corners of the car. So, and I guess if I had to say one thing, the more I think about it, that I don't like, or that I don't think it's not that I don't like it, but it's not as comfortable. The seats in this car are plenty supportive, they are plenty comfortable, but maybe I'm skewed because I'm so spoiled by the cushiness of a town car, and the seats being very much like a couch and like a lazy boy and like a sofa and all the other things that people poke fun at town cars about. But it's true. Seats are incredibly comfortable. These seats are not bad. They are not bad. I don't want to say that I'm not approving of them. They're perfectly good and supportive and comfortable. They're just not quite as loungy as a town car. But then again, this car shouldn't really be compared to a town car, I guess. But has automatic headlights and fog lights, all kinds of great things on this car. All right, well, here we go. We're gonna go a few miles down the freeway here and then a few miles back and get up to some higher speed here, hopefully, if the traffic's not too bad. This car has great acceleration. I mean, you don't need any less, you don't need any more. It's just plenty of power. I mean, you don't even have to push the pedal that hard to get up and get going. If you can see the orange light in the mirror with the car in the blind spot, the orange light has illuminated because someone's in the blind spot now. Steering wheel is perfectly straight. I'm in the right lane here. I'll get over in the center in a moment, but it is perfectly straight. It does not pull. It does not drift one way or the other. Again, as it shouldn't, with having a fresh alignment and 4 brand new tires. It's absolutely perfectly aero straight. And we're going 72 miles an hour now. The cabin on this car is actually remarkably quiet for a mid-size car. Very quiet. It's very pleasing. So I just turned on the cruise control and set the cruise. You can see the little green indicator right there that shows that the cruise control is on. It's working. Take my feet off the pedals there. So got the cruise set at 68. Works well. Push the speed up button and there we go. 72. So just a quick demonstration. Turn that back off. You may have noticed here, because you kind of see the steering wheel a lot in my driving videos, there is a little bit of wear on the leather on this wheel on this particular car. I think it may be from a ring similar to mine. So it does have some marks and some wear, but it's still nice and smooth and clean leather. It's not sticky or icky or anything, so it doesn't bother me at all. There's a little bit here too, and the beautiful, I call this like bird's eye maple wood trim that certainly makes up for it. It's so pretty on the interior of this car. Just think about it. We're cruising down the freeway here, 72 miles per hour, in a nice luxurious car with a heated or cooled seat, whatever your pleasure is for that day, with blind spot monitor and all the other nice features this has to offer, in a very comfortable seat. And getting 27 miles to the gallon. I mean, that's pretty good. It's really good. And it's not even a hybrid. A Toyota Camry around the same time with a hybrid would get about 30 miles to the gallon. So this is pretty darn good. Dirt from that dirty truck to get on this nice clean car. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's nice, and it's a lot of car for the money. It really is. I appreciate you watching, if you're still watching and enjoying. Just a nice car. Florida car. Florida. This car always lived in West Palm Beach, a very nice area of Florida. It has 2 original keys. It has all of the original floor mats that are in great shape and nice and clean. And it has the owner's manuals. They're over there in the glove box. I have the 5-digit code for the door code, so that works correctly. Speaking of, since we're coming to a red light, probably one of the greatest things of all time is the 5-digit code on a Ford or Lincoln or Mercury that has it. I mean, I think that every car should have that. I think every car should have that, and I think that every car that was made before blind spot monitors, or even cars now that still don't have the blind spot monitor system or whatever, I think that they should have blind spot mirrors, which if you have really well-made blind spot mirrors, it's just as effective as having the blind spot monitor, except you can actually see with your own eyes and not have to rely on a stupid little yellow light. But anyway, The 5-digit code is the smartest thing ever engineered and should be on every single car, and is the most convenient feature once you have it and own a car that has it. It's just fantastic. On my town car, I would leave the keys in the car, not typically in the ignition, but just somewhere in the car when I go in places, because why carry them around? So you just take them out, throw them on the floor, put them underneath the floor mat, lock the car using the code, and when you walk back up to it, you just put in the code to unlock the car. Or especially if you're going into like a sporting event, or you know, an airport parking garage, or something where you don't want to have to worry about carrying the keys with you or losing the keys, or like a sporting event, falling through the bleachers. I always worry about that, or I have this crazy fear of keys falling into a porta potty area where you do your business. Yeah, so you know, you can leave them in the car. So there we are, back on the freeway, headed back the opposite direction. We're just going to go back the same amount of distance that we came eastbound. Now we're headed westbound, and just going to go right back there and cruise along here. Try to get up to a little higher speed, but it's a little bit of traffic. There's almost 80, so right here we're going 79, almost 80 miles per hour. The speed limit's 60, but still smooth. It's just perfect. I mean, there's nothing negative right at 80 right now. It's smooth, it's straight, there's no vibration, there's no anything. I mean, of course, as there shouldn't be, once again, with new tires and new brakes and new rotors and everything new. Even the tie rods can, if a tie rod has play, it can offer a little bit of wiggle wobble in the steering wheel, and with these being brand new and then a proper alignment done, this car truly, this car probably drives as well at this point as it would have the day it was new. Probably no exaggeration. I bet it is driving just as well as it was when it was brand new. Such a pretty color. I mentioned that a few times on the walk around video, but you don't really see, you know, like even right there, that Elantra is red, just like this car. Usually you see those cars, they're silver, they're white, they're black, they're gray, they're light gray, dark gray, tungsten gray, you know, all these different shades of gray. It's like, I swear BMW has somebody that's just developing more shades of gray every single day. There's like 9 different boring shades of gray on BMW, but I don't know why people like that, but there's so many different boring grays on those cars. But my point is that this being this very pretty red, candy red, pearl metallic, it stands out, and it's different, and it gives it some, you know, some spunk and some pizzazz, you know, not just to be another boring white or black or gray car, or God forbid gold. Gold's not terrible. Gold's easy to keep clean, just not a lot of people like gold. Oh, look at that, a boring gray on a Tesla. Just wonderful. A great screen, a great Microsoft Sync system, great fuel mileage, great features, great options. I mean, what's not to like? And a great price. Everything's great. So I hope you've gained some insight about these cars, possibly by riding along here and listening to me and listening about this particular car. If you're looking to buy one in another state or another city, you know, and you've watched this, which oftentimes people do, and I find that very rewarding when I see that people watch my videos that get benefit from them to help them make a decision. And if you are considering one, I would highly recommend it, as long as it's as nice and well cared for as this car. You might not be able to get one that's lived its whole life in Florida, yeah, it's just a really, really nice car for the money. I mean, listen to how quiet. Very, very nice and quiet. So again, I appreciate everyone. Give a thumbs up if you like what I do. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave a suggestion. If you have a great experience about your ownership or something you want to say about your ownership of one of these cars, feel free. As I can't imagine it's not going to be something good. Look at that. I was just talking about boring color. Look. It's not terrible. Did you see it? Did I show it? It was same as this, but it was like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't white. It wasn't gray. I'm not sure what that color was. I think I do know that color. I can't remember the name. It wasn't terrible, but once again, it just blends in with the masses. It just looks average. But, it's like when you see a red or like a yellow Lamborghini instead of a red one, or a red Mercedes instead of a black one, because there's, the things that stand out. And this color is just so pretty, especially in the sun, and especially, of course, when it's as clean as it is. There's a black one on the other side of the road. Funny. All right, folks. Well, I don't have a whole lot else to say, but I certainly like to share my thoughts and my feedback. Look how nice this car, even just in a roundabout, just graciously, so easy to steer and drive, and just fantastic car. 2 big thumbs up from me. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time, all right? Maybe with another Lincoln. I don't know. Who knows? I never know what I'm gonna do until it's ready to be done. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day, and remember to buy yourself a Lincoln. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. A lot of car for the money right here. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. Bye-bye.